It's a global issue with a catchy name, but an impact that is all too real for developing countries. Brain drain is the concept of highly skilled or educated people moving from one country to another in search of opportunity. Take a look at this map provided by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. The darker the blue, the more brain drain is impacting a country. Across parts of sub-Saharan Africa and Central America, the problem is at its worst. In some cases, more than half of all university graduates leave, creating ripple effects from education to health to engineering.
In a world marked by borders and aspirations, the talented are faced with a choice that can redefine their lives. Imagine being a skilled engineer in your home country and having your potential stifled by countless challenges and frustrations. Then out of the blue, an offer emerges from a foreign company, promising not only a new career path, but an entire existence transformed. Do you dare seize this opportunity, or do you choose to stay and weather the storm? This is a compelling narrative of brain drain, the migration of brilliant minds from one country to another. Brain drain is what happens when lots of smart people leave their home country. It happens because things are messed up there. There are better job chances in other places, or they just want a better life. It's like a big escape of brains. But has this brain drain only recently become a thing? Well, no. Back in 1960, the term brain drain came into play. It was when a bunch of really smart folks like scientists and engineers who were super valuable to their countries decided to move from the United Kingdom to America. But this brain drain thing isn't just happening in one place. It's a problem all over the world. People are leaving their home countries for better working conditions. It's especially common in places like the Caribbean islands, some countries in Africa, and even places like the old Soviet Union and Eastern Germany. These talented individuals weren't getting paid enough for their skills, so they took off to places like West Germany and North America. It started off not being too bad, but then more and more people from less developed regions started flocking to these wealthier places. Let's check out some countries that have been victims of brain drain. Starting with Ethiopia, they've got tons of talented professionals, especially in the medical field. But sadly, they're facing one of the worst brain drains ever. In fact, a study back in 2004 found that over 75% of Ethiopian doctors who were trained there ended up working in other countries. Can you believe that? Oh, and Nigeria is another African country dealing with this issue and has also been hit hard by brain drain. Apparently, according to a report from 2019, Nigeria has the highest number of people with a fancy university degree, leaving the country among all the other sub-Saharan African nations. And over 1.3 million Nigerians with a university degree are living abroad. They sure know how to chase opportunities. Haiti, which is the poorest country in the whole Western Hemisphere, has had its fair share of problems like political chaos, natural disasters, and even violence. And according to a report from 2018, Haiti takes the crown for having the highest number of educated people leaving among all the countries in Latin America and the Caribbean. More than 80% of their university graduates live abroad. They're seeking greener pastures far away from home. It's a tough situation for Haiti, that's for sure. Also, over 85% of trained nurses from Jamaica work overseas, making it the country with the second highest immigration rate of nurses worldwide. Bosnia and Herzegovina are also not excluded from the brain drain, as are Croatia, North Macedonia, Serbia, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, and more. It's a challenging issue affecting numerous nations. So, what's the deal with brain drain? Why does it keep happening? And why is it getting worse with each passing year? Well, there are a bunch of reasons why it happens, both in the countries people are leaving and the countries they're going to. According to some sources, these reasons can be broken down into two categories: push factors and pull factors. Let's start with the push factors. These are the things that make people want to leave their home country. It could be things like living in not so great conditions with lousy housing, transportation, sanitation, and a not so pleasant environment. Another reason is when people feel like their skills and talents aren't being utilized enough. Maybe they don't have good working conditions, limited chances for professional growth, low wages, or even face discrimination when it comes to getting hired or promoted. Social unrest and political instability can also be big push factors when there are conflicts, wars, violence, corruption, persecution, or violations of human rights going on. It's no wonder people want to get out. And let's not forget about the lack of educational opportunities. If schools, colleges, and universities are insufficient or of low quality, people might feel the need to seek better education elsewhere. On the other hand, you've got pull factors. These are the reasons that attract people to another country. Better living standards are a big draw. With higher income, better healthcare, more security, and an overall better quality of life. More professional opportunities also play a role. If there's a higher demand for skills and talents, better working conditions, higher wages, and more chances for career advancement, it's no surprise that people will be tempted to move. Cultural and historical ties can also be a factor. If there's a common language, religion, ethnicity, or even colonial connections with the destination country, it might make it more appealing. And let's not forget about selective immigration policies. Some countries have special treatment for skilled migrants, programs for family reunification, or schemes for resettling refugees. Now let's tackle another important question. What are the effects of brain drain on developing countries? Does it come with any economic benefit? Well, it's like a mixed bag with both good and not so good effects. Here's what happens. Loss of human capital and skills. Brain drain means losing out on skilled workers like doctors, nurses, engineers, scientists, and teachers. This can really affect public services like healthcare and education, as well as the innovation and productivity of businesses. Fiscal losses. When people immigrate, the source countries lose out on tax money and their returns on investment in education. It's like they've spent money on education but don't get to benefit from the graduates who leave. Reduced incentives for education. Brain drain can make people think twice about getting higher education in their home countries. If they don't see many opportunities or rewards for their skills back home, they might feel discouraged. This can create a cycle of low human capital and slow development. Increased inequality and poverty. Brain drain can widen the gap between the rich and the poor in the source countries. Usually, the wealthier and more educated folks tend to leave, making things tougher for those left behind. This can lead to social problems and political instability. And on the bright side, it can stimulate education. Brain drain can actually push more people to get higher education. They see the possibility of emigrating as motivation to gain more skills. So even if some end up leaving, the overall level of education in the source countries can rise. Remittance flows. Brain drain can lead to remittances. That means that migrants send money back to their families and communities in the source countries. These remittances can offer the home country a significant source of revenue and foreign currency. They can also be used for social welfare, investment, education, and consumption. By starting businesses, transferring technology, or funding development initiatives, immigrants can invest in their native nation as well. These investments and remittances have the potential to establish constructive feedback loops that benefit the home country's welfare. Diaspora networks. Brain drain can create networks of skilled migrants abroad. These diaspora networks can help with trade, investment, technology transfer, knowledge sharing, and cultural ties between the source and destination countries. They can also advocate for their home countries on the international stage and provide assistance during crises. Return migration. Sometimes brain drain can result in skilled migrants returning to their home countries. When they come back, they bring valuable skills, experience, capital, and connections. This can have positive effects on development, entrepreneurship, innovation, and governance in the source countries. So brain drain comes with ups and downs and has a mix of effects on developing countries. But why is it that some immigrants tend to be the most prosperous and hardworking? There are a bunch of reasons behind it. Let's start with selection bias. Not all immigrants are the same. They're often the ones who already have impressive skills, education, motivation, ambition, and a willingness to take risks. These qualities give them an advantage when they move to a new country with more opportunities and fewer barriers than their home country. Another reason is assimilation and adaptation. When immigrants enter a new country, they have to adapt to a whole new culture, language, and environment. They might face discrimination, stereotypes, and various challenges along the way. But guess what? These difficulties make them tougher, more flexible, creative, and resourceful. They're determined to fit into their new society by adopting its norms, values, and behaviors. Networks and communities also help. Immigrants often rely on their networks and communities for support, information, and resources. They get a boost from the social and human capital of their fellow compatriots, people from the same ethnic background, or those who share the same religion. They might even create associations, organizations, or institutions that cater to their specific needs and interests. These networks and communities provide them with a sense of belonging, identity, and solidarity. They also help them participate economically, socially, and politically. So it's not just luck or chance that some immigrants thrive. It's a combination of their personal qualities, their ability to adapt, and the support they find within their networks and communities. They've got what it takes to make their mark in their new home. Let's know what your take on brain drain is in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on the hottest news and updates from around the world. Thanks for watching.